Hi there, I'm Louise, and welcome to the Salt and Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. And today I'm going to show you how to throw together the easiest and most delicious cranberry chipotle dip. So it takes just a few ingredients. I have 1 cup of fresh cranberries. Now, if you have cranberries in your freezer, you can use those, just thaw them first, but these were fresh because it is the season now for cranberries. I usually stock up on them when you can find them in the grocery stores, throw them in the freezer, and then I can use them all year round. And this is a 1/4 cup of just cilantro leaves and a few little stems because I wasn't real particular. They're gonna chop up fine in our dip. I have a 1/2 cup of green onions that I just chopped up. You could even leave them bigger because we're gonna end up putting them in the food processor anyway. And then I have my seasonings, which is a 1/4 teaspoon of chipotle and a 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. And that's it. That's all the seasonings we need. Everything else comes from the natural ingredients. So I also have 1/4 cup of sugar. That's to balance out the tartness in the cranberries, and it is necessary for this recipe. But you could probably use a sugar substitute as well if you wanted to make it a little more keto friendly or low carb. All right, so what I'm gonna use today is a food processor from Pampered Chef. This is not necessary. I like it. It's a manual food processor. The reason why I like it with this dip is because I have full control over the size of my ingredients. And I thought about using my hot cold blender because this would be like a 1 button and done kind of thing. But it's so powerful that I'm afraid it's going to really pulverize these ingredients into too small of pieces. So I want to do it by hand. But if you have a regular electric food processor that has a little pulse button, you could certainly use that. Or you could chop these up by hand as well and it would work. So really, you can use whatever you want. I'm just going to choose to use my manual food processor from the Pampered Chef. So I'm going to put in my 1 cup of cranberries. I'm going to put in my cilantro, just spread it around there. And if you don't like cilantro, you can certainly leave this out. If you don't want to use as much, you can use half as much. You know, it's up to you. That's fine. 1/4 cup of sugar is going to go in there. And my green onions. And then my spices. There we go. All right, let me get this stuff out of the way. And then all I'm gonna do is put the lid on. It sits right in there. There's a little blade down at the bottom. I should have shown you that. And then I'm gonna just push the handle until it starts to chop and combine the ingredients. I like the cranberries for this to be about 1/4 of the size of a whole cranberry, but not like pulverized. And that's why I was afraid to use my blender because that is so powerful. All right, let's just take a look at it here. Let me get a spoon out. It's beautiful too, absolutely beautiful. I'm just gonna use a measuring spoon to kind of go around. I think I'm gonna go just another couple of pulses because some of the cranberries are still in like halves and I'd like them to be more quartered. But this is just looking absolutely gorgeous. You can process it to your desired consistency, no problems whatsoever. All right, so let me just go a little bit longer. All right, perfect. All right, that looks really good. So this is the consistency that I want. All of the cranberries, or most of them anyway, are cut up into smaller pieces, and that's going to work really well when we combine it with our other ingredients to make the dip. But for right now, we need to get this in the refrigerator for about an hour because we want the cranberries to combine with the sugar. You can already see that the volume has shrunk down. I mean, we started with a full processor and now it's half. And that's because the sugar and the cranberries are combining and they're gonna create some juices and they're gonna kind of compress a little bit. So this is about how much you want at the end. Now we'll put it in the refrigerator for 1 hour, and that's gonna combine all the flavors together. Then we will add our other 2 ingredients and finish up our dip. Now this can stay in the refrigerator for 1 hour or up to 24 hours. So you could do it a day ahead of time. But the longer you keep it in the refrigerator, the more liquid it's going to produce. So you may need to drain some of that off before combining it with the other ingredients in the dip so you don't have too wet of a dip. So I just have a few more minutes, probably about 15 minutes left until my mixture has been in the refrigerator for an hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and soften my cream cheese because I never remember to take it out of the refrigerator. So I'm gonna use the Ninja Foodi steam feature to sort of soften it up. Now, you don't have to use the Ninja Foodi at all for this recipe, honestly, because you could just put your cream cheese in the microwave for a few seconds, anything to get it just a little soft. You don't want it runny, you don't want it totally melted, unless you're gonna serve your dip hot, which you can, because there's a million ways you can serve this dip. So if you wanted to serve it hot, what I would do is put the block of cream cheese in the bottom of the Ninja Foodi, go ahead and get it heated all the way through, and then add in your cranberry mixture, stir it up, and then serve it, and you can serve it warm. It's delicious that way. I'm going to turn it into more of like a cheese ball type of appetizer. So I don't want it totally soft, but I do want to get the chill off and make it a little bit more spreadable. So I'm going to use the steam function of the Ninja Foodi because it's set it and forget it easy. So the first thing I'm going to do is put 2 cups of water into the inner pot of the Ninja Foodi. I almost always use 2 cups of water when I'm steaming anything because you know you will have evaporation during the steaming process and you don't want to run out of water or you'll get that. I don't know if you get the water notice though on steam. I've never had it happen, but I bet you would. All right, and now we are going to take a pan. This can be any pan. It doesn't even have to be pressure safe for this, okay? So if you have a nice dip container that you want to use and it fits in the Ninja Foodi, you can use it because we're just steaming. We're not going under pressure, so no worries there. But I have this one and it'll work fine, and it's got a cover. So I'm just gonna put the block of cream cheese in there. And again, mine just came out of the refrigerator, so it is, pretty cold there. And then I'm gonna put the lid on. Now, this lid has holes in it and I don't want any water to get into the cream cheese, so I'm just gonna put this little topper on. I have a lid that doesn't have holes that came with the set, but I can't find it right now. So we improvise, right? And you can improvise with this recipe and really put it in anything you want. Just make sure it's tightly covered. All right, so into the inner pot we go, and then I will put on the pressured lid. Now this time we're gonna put the valve in the back to vent because we want the steam to come out. We want to steam. All right, we're gonna turn the Ninja Foodi on. We are gonna go under the steam function, and really I just want to go about 5 minutes. Now what happens on the steam function is that it will take some time for the Ninja Foodi to heat up the water and produce the steam. Then you'll start to see steam coming out and the countdown will start. On occasion, you will see the red button pop up, but it will go back down, okay? So no worries about that. If you see it pop up, just make sure you're on vent, and as long as you're on vent, it will depress again because you're not truly gonna go under pressure. But sometimes there's a lot of steam that builds and it presses against that red button and pushes it up. And that does seal the pot. But we also have the valve vented, so you might see some steam coming out of there as well. So no worries if that happens, but it does fix itself pretty quickly in my experience. While my first mixture was in the refrigerator, I decided to make up another one real quick. Now this one has not been refrigerated, but I decided to do it in the blender just to see. And you know what? It worked fine. There are some pieces here that are a little bit bigger than others. It's a more chopped up type of dip or salsa, because I would kind of consider this a cranberry chipotle salsa right now. But my husband said, man, I bet that would be great just on a chip. And I said, all right, let's find some chips and let's find out, right? So anyway, so this one has not been refrigerated. It was just mixed up a few minutes ago, and I'm gonna put it on a chip and see what it tastes like. I have not ever made it to be like a salsa before, but it's beautiful, and I bet you it's going to work great. Wow. Okay, that's delicious. I would serve that in a second. But you know, I would probably take the sugar down a little bit because it's a little on the sweet side when you just serve it up this way without the cream cheese added to it. So I think it's a little sweet. I would probably start with 2 tablespoons of sugar and then add more if you need it. But really, really delicious this way. So you could make this up and just serve it as a little salsa. Or you know what? It could take the place of cranberry relish too. I mean, it is really, really good. If you don't like chipotle, you can always use a cayenne or just skip that. But it really is a nice balance of sweet heat and that tart from the cranberries and that freshness from the onions and the cilantro. This is definitely a winner, and I would be so happy to serve this at any gathering because it's delish. All right, so we are gonna wait for the Ninja Foodi to steam for 5 minutes. Then we're gonna fold in our refrigerated mixture into the cream cheese that's softened slightly. We're gonna form it into a ball. Now, you don't have to do that either, but I wanted it to be kind of, one of those old-fashioned cheese balls because it's gorgeous when it comes together. And then we're gonna put a little nut topping around it, and it's gonna be fantastic. All right, so I steamed this pan for about 5 minutes. Well, not for about 4 or 5 minutes. It takes a little time to come up to the countdown though. I don't want to say come up to pressure because we don't go under pressure. But anyway, so it was 5 minutes and it's just, it keeps its shape, but it is now spreadable. So that's gonna make it easier for us to incorporate the ingredients. And then I've had my cranberry mixture that I chopped up in this little food processor here in the refrigerator for an hour. And now I'm gonna mix them together. Put it over there, there we go. So even the juice can go in. So everything can go in right now. There's not enough of it. If you had a ton of it, like I might have a tablespoon or something. If you had like a 1/4 cup because it had sat longer, then you do wanna drain some of that off. All right, now just fold it together. Now again, you can serve this hot. So this ends up being, it's a beautiful, beautiful dip to serve warm. Let me finish mixing it up and you can see it's really gorgeous. Very festive. So this would be a great dip for Thanksgiving or Christmas or you know what, anytime because it's delicious. All right, so that's what it would look like if you wanted to serve it warm. So you could serve it with some crackers and use it as a little spread. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chill it and I'm gonna turn it into a cheese ball. So what I have here is just a little bowl, round bowl. You could use any container you want. Doesn't even have to be round. And if you don't have a container, you can just put the mix in saran wrap and form a little ball and put it in the refrigerator. That works fine too. So now what I'm gonna do is just get this put in here. Looks like all of it will just fit. Now, I think my cream cheese was a little bit on the softer side than it was when I did it before. So you may even want to take that steam time down a little bit. I didn't want it quite this spreadable and warm, but I think it's going to set up just fine. And I'm not sure why it was different this time than the last time I tried. I'm not sure. All right, so now I'm going to just level this out a little bit. And then we're gonna get it into the refrigerator. I'm gonna cover it up here and we're gonna let it refrigerate. Now you can let it refrigerate overnight, a couple hours. I'm probably gonna let it go a couple of hours. Then what we'll do is once it's set up, we will have a cheese ball and we're also gonna put some nuts on there. All right, so our cranberry chipotle dip has chilled enough for us to get the nut topping on. Now what I'm gonna do is use my Ninja Foodi hot cold blender just to crush the nuts up a little bit. You could use any food processor you want, or you can even do it by hand by putting them into a baggie and then crushing with a rolling pin or even a hammer or a meat tenderizer is what I usually use. I have a pretty heavy duty one from Pampered Chef, but I'm just gonna try this out. I have not tried this yet with a cup of pistachios. And pistachios might seem a little odd, and you can use whatever nut you want, but I just thought the pistachios were gonna really complement the flavors in this dip and just add that something special. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn this on, and we're just gonna use the pulse button. I don't want them to be like totally powder, but I don't want really big chunks because it'll be hard to spread on your cracker. That looks pretty good. Now hopefully 1 cup is enough to totally coat it, and I think it is. All right. Yeah, that's good. That's gonna be more than enough. There's still some down in there I could actually get, but it's pretty powdery, so I'll probably use it for something else. But if I need it, I can always add it. So now what I'm gonna do is take this out. Now, if you didn't want to coat it with nuts or you just didn't want to go through this step, because I am going to probably get my hands dirty doing this, you could always just turn it out, open this up, and then turn it out onto the platter, and then just press the nuts on there. You can do that too. But what I'm going to do is dump it out a little bit here and just pull that off. Pull this off. I mean, it's beautiful just like it is. I just love it. But now I'm going to dump it right in there. Just kind of coat it a little bit. You can get the bottom or you don't have to get the bottom. It doesn't really matter. Now you could definitely make this ahead of time and then just keep it in the refrigerator till you're ready to serve it. All right, now I don't want to coat it too much more because I want to see those cranberries. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. All right, so let me clean up here and then we're gonna get our crackers on the plate and we're gonna get to tasting it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. All right, so let's taste it. Now, ordinarily, I think my favorite cracker to eat this with is Ritz, but I'm gonna try a wheat thin today and just see how that is. And Triscuits go pretty well too. Any kind of cracker, really. My favorite has been the Ritz though. All right, let's look at this. Wow, I really like the way that the nut coating on the outside holds everything together because it's still kind of a softer type of a dip. But wow, look at that. Oh my goodness. It is gorgeous. I mean, this again would be perfect for any celebration, any appetizer, or anytime you want to serve like an appetizer that's just a little bit different. This one is fantastic. All right, let's taste it. Wow. I think this is my favorite dip of all time. And I don't know if you call it a dip right now. It's not really a dip. Right now it's a cheese ball. But think about all the ways you can use it. Skip the cream cheese and serve it just as like a little salsa or relish. Add it with cream cheese and heat it up and serve it as a warm dip. It's delicious that way. Do it like I did and form it into a cheese ball and cover it with the toasted pistachios. I'll tell you, the color of the pistachios with the purplish pink colors in the dip are beautiful together. I mean, they are just stunning. And I know kind of cheese balls are kind of like 1970s, but you know what? They bring up fond memories of my mom having parties and she always had the port wine cheese ball covered in the nuts. And you know, that was the thing to do. They've kind of gone away a little bit, but this is definitely kind of a fancy version of a cheese ball and it is absolutely delicious. I hope you give this one a try and I hope you love it.